Hey guys, Hez here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to the Claim to Master. We're doing a replay analysis episode today that earlier I plugged quite a lot in the other episode. Now firstly just to say is Ezreal is trying to do a random invade. I punish it really big, so I'm going to continue auto-attacking and I actually get its flash. Now the reason why Ezreal did that, just to kind of say, it's Ezreal jungle. They do somewhat rely on cheesing, kinda. So what he probably was looking to do was actually ward the blue buff and then see where Evelyn was starting so he could cheese her or look for a level 2 gank or something like that. So denying that, getting his flash early is really good. But yeah, today we're doing a replay analysis of a pretty damn important game in my opinion. Now, the way that I'm going to do it is simple. Because of the way that I'm going to have to commentate, I'm going to be honest, and also let's just quickly get rid of the vision for that. The way that I'm going to have to commentate is going to be biased towards the outcome of the game. So I'm going to have to just say the outcome of the game. This game is a victory for my team. For, you know, me and my team. So the reason I'm saying that is because in the next couple of minutes you will see something or stuff that's happening and you'll think completely the opposite. You'll think there is no way in hell that this is going to be a win. But the reason why I want to tell you that, because yeah, my commentary will just give it away anyway. So team comp wise, I'm playing Gangplank. Haven't played him in a while. The main reason I stopped playing Gangplank, because there are some people out there that are like, Huz, why did you give up Gangplank? The main reason is because his early game is so weak. And his late game is still fantastic. It's still Gangplank. But because his early game is so weak, you get bullied and punished so easily, even more than he used to. Anyway, Renekton hits the level 2 mark, does a lot of damage, goes for like the all-in, which is kind of clever. I'm going to just walk away, use the exhaust, he takes a tower hit, get an extra Q on him. So he does do more damage than me, and he gets the exhaust out of me, so that is a worth trade for him. Now, what should be happening right now is I just go really defensive, right? He's going to go ward the river, which, again, is kind of a pointless act because it's an Evelyn jungle. Going to just try and get level 2. I take W level 2 to just trying to get myself a little bit of health back. If I took kegs, I'd still be really low health. Obviously, did opt to go exhaust this game, not teleport. Now, this is where stuff starts to go a little bit downhill, so I'm going to pause it. Evelyn's come for a gank. I'm level 2, he's level 3, I don't have exhaust anymore, and I'm incredibly squishy. So what I should be doing, me right now as a player, backing off. I should probably ping the Evelyn away, I'll say don't gank, there's no point, and I should have just backed off to the tower. What I do instead is what you'll see that you normally do. Whenever you're getting a gank normally, you want to bait out the fight, right? So you actually start fighting the enemy top laner before your jungler comes into the lane to try and make the enemy top laner commit to the fight, therefore more likely to die. That's what I go to do. So let's watch it. So in any second, I walked in, I commit to the fight, so I'm not flashing away, and I literally just get killed. And then Evelyn manages to get away, but yeah, literally, I should have backed off, I stayed around, I got engaged on, I committed to the fight that Evelyn was nearby to gank, and I just get bamboozled, I just get killed, and boom, that's now a kill on Renekton, which is obviously not very good. Evelyn is going to stay around, which, you know, is okay, but she does have to be careful. She is going to go on to the Renekton, and she's also got to be careful of tanking those minions. Gonna just Q with the red buff, Renekton flashes on top, does ignite, and will go down. But then, boom, you've got a 2-kill Renekton. Ezreal jungle was also coming. And obviously not a great situation to be in. So, I'm like, okay, I'm level 2. Renekton's got 2 kills. He's got 10 more farm than me. He's now, obviously, we don't know it yet, but he is buying lethality to go pure damage to try and snowball. I can tell you that this Renekton was a smurf. That's one thing I can say. But now what's happening? So this is where this commentary is why I'm wanting to make this commentary. So, the early game's gone pretty bad. Renekton has got exactly what he needs. Now, the annoying thing, level 2, no summoners apart from Flash. Ezreal, who's level 4, is zoning me from my own lane. So, what do you do? My jungler isn't here, you know, I'm by myself. Ezreal is just blocking it. So, what do? I'm a bit confused of what to do. He wards, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, is he going that way? I can try and make it to the tower now. So, I'm going to try and make it to the tower. I still have vision of him because of this ward. He's going to do a little bit of damage on me. But yeah, like even getting a little bit zoned to go to my lane is happening now, which is rough. Now, he potentially is looped over that way. I am expecting him still to be there. Don't know where Renekton is yet. But we do need to try and at least get level 3, because level 3 would give me my kegs at least, and that could give me a bit of wave clear. There's the Ezreal. I was 100% expecting him still in bot lane. I get chunked again. I'm still level 2, and very soon there's probably going to be a big crocodile coming up me under tower. Ezreal's even staying in the lane around. I've got kegs finally, so I'm going to try and do my best. So what I'm kind of thinking here is I'm probably dead. You got level 5, you got a lot of minions. So if I can try get the Ezreal kill, which I go for, I get it, which is great. But now I've got a Renekton who's just killed me. There's not a lot I can do in this situation. If I didn't go for that Ezreal kill, because somebody say, okay, maybe don't go for that flash play. You know, you blue flash to get a kill. True, but I think I was dead anyway. Like, I might have been able to try and flash play when he was diving me under tower, but the likelihood of me dying was quite high with the amount of minions, with how, you know, tanky the Renekton was compared to me, and Ezreal would have been able to hit me from range at that point. I think I was dead anyway. So, just to recap. Level 5, 5.5 minutes into the game, I have 9 CS. I am 1-2. Renekton has got 32 farm, and he is 3-1. So a lot of people right now would be playing this game and going, well, this game's over. Now to point out again, I'm getting zoned from top lane once again. I'm literally not being allowed to go to my lane. Gonna try and get there. He hits level 6, literally the worst timing possible. And now he's level 6. There's minions near my tower, and I'm probably going to die again. And I do. So, it's a nightmare. Like, literally, it's the perfect definition to say this game is a literal nightmare for me. Like, there's not a lot I can do. From the play that Renekton got that first blood kill, he's just snowballed it and snowballed it and snowballed it. And then I'm getting zoned, you know, to go back to lane by Ezreal, by Renekton. It's just awful. And what is worse is the fact that I am Gangplank, just to point that out. And again, this game, I was streaming while playing this game. And, you know, it is a bit rough when you're streaming and you're not playing very well and there's a few hundred people watching. But this game was all about managing tilt, basically. If I tilted this game, it would have gone so much worse. Like, so much worse. So there's the first kill in bot lane. They do actually manage to get the jinx, which is great. So now, what I've got to basically think is, I'm 1-3. I've got basically no farm. I actually did go even cull first item to try and get farm. I'm going to go into the biggest turtling mode that I've probably ever done in League of Legends. And again, the bigger thing is I just can't tilt. So many people would have given up by now. There would people be raging, blaming people. This was no one's fault apart from my own. It's like, Evelyn came for a gank in top lane, but I should have told her, don't come for the gank. I should have just played a lot more passive and just tried to get into the game that way, and we didn't. So it's all on me. So, but I will say one thing, and I wish the honor system allowed it. I wish I could have honored everybody on my team. A lot of people right now would expect, God, you must be getting flamed. It must be horrible. I didn't get flamed once. Like, literally, not even once. If you want to go watch this game live, by the way, the Twitch VOD is available. There might be, at least for the first half of the game, it will be available. But there might be, like, muted going on because of copyright music. But I didn't get flamed once. Not even one comment. The only comment, I think, was, the Renekton is a smurf. And it's probably like a Diamond 1 or Master Smurf or something. And it's like, you know, unlucky. And especially with how much Ezreal was also coming top lane early. It's like, yeah, we don't really know what you could have done. But, going to stick to it. Again, if you give up, what does that mean? If you give up, it means you've lost. Do I think this game is a loss right now? In my own head? Nope. I know that's surprising to a lot of people. Going for an engage. I use the exhaust on the Renekton. Syndra is coming over. Gonna probably go down. Ezreal is going all in for me once again. He does love me quite a lot. He flashes on top of me, and I will go down eventually. Renekton goes down to the Syndra, which is good. Evelyn just survives from the Ezreal ultimate, and that's going to be that. So we do get a shutdown, which is good. And then Ezreal is looking a little bit greedy. You know, he's staying around after a biggish fight, and Evelyn is potentially looking to take advantage of that. So, sorry, go back over here. He's tanking all the wolves, and he just gets killed. So, I'd say there's a little bit of greediness going on. But once again, the Ezreal near top side, the lane that's already been crushed. just trying to punish me, put me into the ground as much as they can. Which, again, sometimes it's perfectly fine. Now, what I want to talk about now is the Renekton's build. Meanwhile, bot lane gets another kill. They're doing great. What I want to talk about is Renekton's build. So, I mentioned this in the game, is when you're having a fantastic game and you're playing a bruiser or potentially even a tank and you're playing really well, you just randomly get really fed, what do? Now, for this guy, you'll notice that he's pretty much going full damage. Like, he's going to go a pretty damn all-in Renekton build. Now, to most people watching this video, they're going to go, yeah, that makes sense. You know, he's really fed. He's going to try and carry his team. He's going to try and, you know, push his advantage, kill Gangplank more and more with the damage that he has. That's what he's going to do. And most of the time, I would agree with you. The problem with it, and what I would be doing right now, if I was this Renekton, is I'd be looking at what the rest of his team is doing. So if his whole team was doing good, then I'd say going the damage and snowballing and ending the game early would be very effective. But considering that top lane is abysmal and he's doing great, but jungling is advantage into Evelynn, mid lane is slight advantage into Syndra with the kill, bot lane is advantage into Xayah. He's the only person in his team with advantage right now, and our team is built of damage dealers. So if he goes pure damage, he's going to be pretty careful of getting killed. You know, if he does go pure damage, unless he can basically one-shot people, he could be in trouble. Anyway, we are looking for a gank. So Evelynn is finally coming to actually help me and try to get the lane back on track. He is randomly Yumusing away. And I think I typed to Evelynn around now, or roughly about now. And I basically say, don't worry about top laning. You know, try to get the lead elsewhere. They do get the Rift Herald, so that's what they are actually doing. I'm going to try and, or even push it out. Ezreal goes for an engage. I use my ultimate. Don't actually get anything from it, unfortunately. Bot lane get another kill, which is great. We also are missing the Vladimir. But I'm going to try and get away. Now, I do make the slight mistake of kind of going, I just walk away. He'll go for the farm. Nope. So because of how fed, obviously, he is going to just, again, continuously pushing his lead. I do flash away, and I do manage to live. But obviously, just the skin of my teeth. And that's just the aggression. Is I was expecting him, he'll just take the farm. Ezreal ult is coming in. We actually can't see it randomly. That's a bit weird. Spectator bug. But yeah, I was expecting him, he'll just go to the farm. He'll leave me alone. He's not going to leave me alone. Why would he? You know, again, I'm not. First thing to say is, again, if you go watch the Twitch VOD or if you're watching the stream live, I wasn't tilted at this point. I didn't tilt this whole game. And basically, that's just control. So a lot of people have always asked me, Huz, how don't you tilt? I stop myself. Like, if I know it's going downhill, I literally, in my own brain, will just, like, go, right, keep calm thoughts, it's fine, I can keep going. And I just kind of let myself kind of, you know, be okay. Control of your own emotions is obviously a really powerful thing just in life in general. And that's what I do. I just control it. There were some people in the Twitch chat that I think were trying to tilt me. But then you just kind of, you know, focus, settle down. And I will be honest, the first half of this video, the Gangplank, this was going to be a commentary on the channel. But because of how bad and everything went, because in my mind, I was like, this actually could still be a win. I stopped the recording, I stopped commentating, and boom, just focused on playing as much as I possibly could. Bot lane, there's a lot going on right now. I'm not sure if anything's going to happen with it. Xayah, potentially he's got one kill, which is great. Renekton backed up to the top lane. He is looking pretty, obviously, aggressive. He's still got the Yumus. He's potentially going to go for a tower dive. Just do a little bit of tower damage to him is also a little bit healthy, by the way. He'll go for the ultimate. Now, let's play Ring the Rosie. Use the exhaust. Go for all the plays. Now, here's the annoying thing. He's on 33 health, right? Just want to point that out. So I nearly killed the Renekton in a 1v1 because of the tower dive. I don't have ultimate. My ultimate at the time was around 15 seconds from being up. If I had my ultimate, man, he was dead, and I would have killed him in a 1v1, and that would have been a really big deal. But it's still a big deal surviving it, surviving with more health, and managing to still keep farming. That's good. That's really good. My team actually said well played from memory in chat for that. And I was like, yeah, woo. So keep her going. Again, that's a positive. Like, when you've had this bad of a game, Renekton is looking for a teleport. They're going to be trying to secure the Inferno Dragon. And again, this is the type of game, because of how fed people are, you don't rush for objectives in this game. You kind of play a little bit more passive and see if you can do anything. Excuse me. Anyway, potential teamfight happening. Use my ultimate. Hindsight, my ultimate should have probably been positioned a little bit Moreover, but the enemy team goes for a full engage. Evelyn is looking for damage. Xayah is getting engaged on by Renekton. But the unfortunate thing is obviously Syndra isn't there. So if they wanted to do the Inferno, which I think my team did start it, they should have at least waited for Syndra to get there. But let's see how it plays out. So Renekton instantly goes down. Obviously, he's full damage, and that's what I was talking about. Jinx does flash over the wall, is going to probably pick up a kill or two. So that gives her a nice kill. Ezreal just ran out the fight and now coming back in for that Inferno Dragon. So they do, unfortunately, secure it. But that was just like a couple of like missed decisions. Now, I know some people say, Huzz, you can't talk about missed decisions about how bad this game's gone for you. I've always been confused about that. I can talk about it because they do exist. Just because I've had a terrible game doesn't mean the misplays of other people don't exist. And that's what my channel's all about, teaching. That's it. Anyway, I am pushing it up. Do get some more farm. And then just going to run away. So again, you can continue to see the Renekton build. Building that Tiamat. Building that damage. And yeah, so let's actually look into the gold lead. So of actual champions and characters, I'm on 4-2, he's on 6-8. So again, massive advantage by him. Jungling, 4-9, 4-7. So advantage Evelyn. Mid lane, 5, 5-2. Slight advantage Vladimir now. Enemy bot, my bot lane, 5-9, 4-6. Big advantage to Xayah. And 3-7, 3-6. Slight advantage to Bard. So yeah, the biggest deficit is obviously top lane. And then it's bot lane. So our Xayah. They actually do randomly get another kill on Jinx, by the way. Renekton is looking to steal this blue buff. Unfortunately, no one is around, but you know, the farmer's here, which is good. Randomly missed that. Obviously, at this time of the game, 15 minutes, as a Gangplank, you're kind of expecting your barrels to do a bit more damage than I currently am. But you'll notice one thing, I want to make it very clear, is I'm continuing a Gangplank build. Now, there are going to be some people going, okay, you did that bad. Why aren't you going tank, for example? If you're a newer player or anything like that, I completely understand that question. Basically, it's a confusing one. While Evelyn engages, really nice kill there. Going to try and just chunk out the Renekton as much as I can. He's just going to walk away. Lovely kill. Basically, and it's not going to be a perfect answer because it's, you know, not. There are certain characters in League that can transition to tank if they're doing bad, or they just naturally can go tank. Anyway, they are going to go for an engage on me. He used Yumu's to speed me up. He's got Janna shield to give him extra AD, and I literally just get one shot. So that was unfortunate. The Janna extra shield that gives AD really made that Renekton's damage quite high. So there's another death for me. But like I was saying, there are certain champions in League that benefit from going tank. Gangplank is 100% not one of them. So just to kind of explain the basic principle. So tanks obviously are meant to be distractions. They're supposed to be in the front line going, hey, hit me instead of my team. Or they force people to hit them instead of your team. Gangplank can't do that. Gangplank doesn't have any CC, doesn't have a taunt, doesn't have engage. Like, Gangplank doesn't have any of those tools to make people go, I'm going to hit him instead. And then you go tanky, and then you can kind of get away with getting hit instead. It's not part of his kit. Renekton, for example, is, yes, you can go damage on him, but the bruiser aspect of him, he's got an engage, he's got a stun, he's AoE, his even ultimate makes him bigger, so he's a bigger target, so subconsciously people are going to hit him more. That's what we're talking about. And yeah, Gangplank is not one of those champs. So still trying my best just to get into the game. Still, my team know, by the way, and again, that is, I would say, one of the benefits to being high rating over low rating at this point, is when you do have a rough game, your team, a lot of the time in higher rating, know what to do. Like, my team right now are not expecting me randomly to kill 3 people as a Gangplank. They know that because I'm so far behind. So what they should be doing, what they're looking to do in this game in general, is to kind of play a little bit more passive, a little bit more defensive, don't go for crazy plays, and try to let me get back into the game. Now, I am grouping because I am kind of thinking we potentially could do something here. Renekton is in bot lane, so there's a chance. Unfortunately, the Bard ult does miss, and I am probably going to transition to go down to bot lane potentially and just, like, match his farming. Xayah's going for an all-in on the Vladimir. She uses ultimate. She unfortunately misses the root. I throw my ultimate down. Vladimir actually flashes out of it, but we do get a nice kill on Janna. I am then, I think, either going to back. I think I do go back while they go for the mid tower. Renekton is still going to be bot lane. And I said it on stream. The one thing that Renekton is doing that is bad, and I repeat, bad, is he's not using his lead to help his team win the game. My team right now is running down mid. We kill 4 people, or 3 people in total. We get 2 towers. Renekton gets 1 tower by himself when he's the most fed on his team. So he's not using his lead to help his team. Now, the biggest thing that we've got to talk about, and unfortunately does happen, is right now I am telling my team, right now, careful, Renekton is on his way back, and I might ping a few times. Renekton is teleporting behind, and my team are overstaying. They are still going for this tower, still right now going for this tower. They are going to try to get it. They're not going to get it, though. Ignite comes down, and there's the Renekton. So it's like, you do warn them, and unfortunately sometimes the warning is not going to be enough. Also, the Evelyn goes straight into the Renekton potentially, so he does flash, gets a double kill. Also, Xayah goes down by the Vladimir, so that's not good. There's a few kills there that probably shouldn't have happened. And my team, again, there was no flame to me. There was literally going, oh, did you warn us? And I was like, yep. And they were like, oh, sorry, we didn't see. It was like, yeah, I guess it happens. Again, when you do have a terrible game, you know, I'm not going to, you know, say bad things about the team. They're playing considerably well. I had a very rough game in the early game. Obviously, you guys saw what happened, but yeah, it was a bad thing. It was just overstay. It's a classic thing of overstay. And what was actually interesting to me that I haven't really spoken about builds yet from other people is the Evelyn build. Some people probably have noticed it by now. She's going AD Evelyn. They get another kill on the Jinx, which is lovely. But she's going AD Evelyn. So she's got Warrior and she's got Drakthar. Now, some people are like, what? Why? I thought Evelyn was an AP champion. Evelyn has always been a champ that can buy both. There has been patches in League that there has been tank Evelyn. That was really annoying. So she's going Drakthar basically for pure burst. So she's going for the Assassin Drakthar build that will enable her to like one-shot Ezreal, one-shot the Jinx and stuff like that. That's what she's going for. Ezreal is potentially going to be fighting the Xayah. Bard is going for a flank. That was an unfortunate miss by him. Gets the flash out. Renekton, we have vision. He is going down to the bot lane, so they're going to be a bit careful. Unfortunately, not another stun hitting. Xayah fighting the Renekton. He is obviously, again, still pretty damn squishy. He's gone full damage. Good route by the Xayah. Janna ult pushes the Xayah away from the Renekton, which I bet he didn't like. I'm still in top lane, by the way, at this point. There is a big fight potentially coming. Xayah is going to look to do as much damage as I can. Gangplank ult basically just to separate the team fight. Evelyn's going for a flank, does pick up one kill. Looking for more. Unfortunately, doesn't look like she's going to get much more. And Bard picks up that one. Unfortunately, Xayah is running straight into a big Renekton. And that is probably going to be that. I'd imagine these two will get away. So that is a 2-4-3. So it is an advantage to my team. And we get a tower. And I'm getting farm. So again, good situation. You can see right now, some people may have noticed. Look at the top of the screen. My team's taking the gold lead. And again, this is all about basically the Renekton. He played it well. Obviously, denying me so much. But this game, what you should do when you have such a big lead is you need to take this person out of the game. Me as a Gangplank still enabling to farm while Evelyn picks up another kill on the Jinx, which is great. Me still enabling to farm, slowly getting back into the game, honestly, shouldn't happen. They should be trying their best to shut me down as much as I can, which they did in the early game, which then basically makes this game into a 5v4 in the enemy's favour. But that's not happening. I'm slowly getting there. And as the game goes on, you'll see I do become Gangplank. You know, I know that's a weird thing to say. It's like, oh, I'm not Gangplank yet. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't do damage at the moment, and Gangplank's meant to do damage. But because I am farming and my team is allowing me to do so, there is no pressure on me right now to group because of the way my team are playing. Also, what the Renekton should have done, and I'd say he probably should have done it a little bit earlier. I think he actually should have grouped earlier than he did, especially when my team got that big play in mid lane that they got the 2 towers. Obviously, yes, they did get 3 kills in return for that, but that's still a lot of momentum. That's still 2 towers getting killed. There's still 4 people on the enemy team dying, whatever happened. That's still a lot going on. And also now, like I mentioned, he is the most fed on his team. He's the one split pushing. He's the one that's going to go solo as pure damage Renekton. Again, pure damage Renekton is very risky. Again, I don't think he should have done this game. I know it's very tempting to go pure damage when you're so far ahead, but when your whole rest of your team is not doing well, like we mentioned earlier, it's probably not worth doing. Another thing worth doing before this actually happens is there's actually very similar stories going on this game. So you'll notice me in top lane, 156. So I have been technically involved in more kills than I've died. So that's a good thing. So I've been involved in 7 kills and I've died 5 times. So that's a positive slightly. I've got 124 farm. Someone on the enemy team, there's a similar story. 172 Jinx with 126 farms, so very similar, but she's only been involved in 3 kills, and she's died 7 times, so she actually has a negative impact on the game overall. So that's actually worth noting. That's actually kind of a positive moving forward into the game. It's not ideal, but it's something to note. So Renekton is going for a 1v3. He's going to try and do some damage. Gets killed instantly. Literally no one from my team basically took damage. Evelyn took a little bit of damage, and that's it. And again, that is because he doesn't really know what to do. If he can't focus anybody, he can't just like one-shot, he's going to be in trouble. Anyway, we are thinking that the enemy team might be doing Baron. So we're like, are they doing it? Nope. They're not doing it. I think they might have started it or something and then realized, oh, the Syndra's still here. And then back off it completely straight away. So Bard is over there clearing some wards. Xayah's going bot lane. I'm going to return to top lane to do a bit more farming. So we've got, by the way, item build complete. We've got the Triforce and we've got the Yumus now. Obviously, I've got Ninja Tabby this game because of the Renekton. Also pointing out his build, he's gone GA. So instead, here's the weird thing. Instead of actually starting to transition into a tank build, which I think, again, would be a little bit better for this guy, he's going still all into that damage to get that Guardian's Angel. Again, Guardian's Angel, it's a useful item, don't get me wrong, but it's not that useful if you're going to play by yourself. So, for example, Renekton is constantly by himself right now. It's not a useful item if you're by yourself, if you're looking to split push that much, because when you come back up from Guardian's Angel, if you do go down, the enemy team is just waiting for you. Like, if you don't kill anybody while you have GA, the enemy team is just waiting for you if you're doing a split push technique. GA is a lot more useful if you're grouping, because then if you die when you're grouping, at least your teammates are there to protect your body while you're reviving. So let's see how this plays out. He's going to go all in. Evelyn goes for the big damage, and boom, we get his GA straight away. Throw my ultimate down as well. May as well help as much as I can. He potentially is going to get away, unfortunately. He does use the flash. Evelyn is going to continue going for it, but he does look like he's going to get away. Got to be careful of the Vlad return. I'm going to go for a kill on the Jinx with the Bard. Looking for it, and boom! I get my first solo kill this game. Lovely. Renekton is, again, looking for a flank. Potentially, he's going to be in trouble if they're not careful. He's over here, I would imagine. See what happens. Okay, she gets completely, like, just one shot. Evelyn's going to look for the kill on him. But basically, what happened there is, unfortunately, doesn't go down. Xayah just got engaged on and surprised by the damage. Again, he is going full damage, and it is effective if he can surprise people with it. But in reality, that shouldn't have happened. In reality, she probably should have been next to the Bard, at least, and then she would have been completely okay. We do get the tier 2 tower, which is great. I want to go back and buy. Now, I'm about to make another mistake. So, for some reason, and I have no idea why, I think I can 1v1 the Vlad. So our damage isn't bad. I do throw the exhaust, and I'll say right now, I mistimed the exhaust. If I timed that exhaust better, I think I would have killed the Vladimir. And if you're like, when should have I exhausted? Should have exhausted after he came out of Sanguine Pool, because that was when he used his empowered Q. Evelyn looking for another kill, does one shot again. That's the Drakthar Sheen build. But yeah, that was a mistime of exhaust. So should have I gone for that play? Obviously, not really. But I will say, if I played it better, there was a better chance that I probably could have killed the Vladimir if I used exhaust after the ultimate. So when he used the empower Q, that would have done less damage, equals less healing, and that probably would have been a lot more effective. So yeah, that was just a misplay by me. They are looking for the Renekton kill. He does, unfortunately for him, fail the dash, and he's just going to get killed. So this is my point. If the Renekton can't get on anybody, he literally didn't touch them at all there. He's simply going to die. If he had tank stats there, he potentially could just bide his time and run out because he's tanky. So this is where, again, you're going to be careful. Just because you get fed, it shouldn't change what your champion is to you. It shouldn't change the whole makeup of, okay, Renekton is a bruiser. I'm just going to go pure damage because I'm doing well. He's still a bruiser underneath. Like, you can't take that away. Now, the reason, by the way, I'm giving Evelyn farm is because she was like 100 gold or something away from an item. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, take it. Take some farm. I'll be around for XP. Because, again, I've said it before, some games you're the Batman, and you're the hero, and you're the person that's going to be carrying everybody, and sometimes you're the Robin, and this game we are most definitely Robin. We've got to play in the background, we've got to help our team, and we've got to basically work our way to doing well, and that's again why you still build damage on Gangplank, because that's his champion, that's what he does. But you don't risk anything to your team. Like, yes, I risk that top lane play, which is bad, but I'm not taking anything away from my team. I'm not putting them in a position that they're going to die or anything like that, because I don't want to. That would be really bad. So we're going to now siege the bot lane. Evelyn, if you notice her positioning, looking to go behind, and that's what she does. That's what Evelyn does. That's what good Evelyn does. All right, so Vladimir is taking a lot of damage by Xayah. He does pop his ultimate randomly on one person because he's a little bit concerned. Evelyn gets the one kill wherever the Jinx died. Jinx actually flashes, I think, into the base, but Evelyn still kills her. Evelyn's going for an all-in play. I throw my ultimate down behind. She is by herself right now. No one near. She does go down, but does pick up the Janna. We are now using the Bard portal to get in and hit a really nice barrel. I think I hit 2 or 3 people there. Xayah's going to continue going for it. Kill the Renekton. Again, when we're all grouped with him, he's going to die instantly. And boom. So really nice team fight. Good engage by Evelyn. She was alone, but I think she kind of sealed her fate. I think she was expecting to die there, I'm going to be honest. And that's going to be that most likely. So right now, if we look back into the gold, so I'm up to 11,000, 13,000. So I think the gap is closing a little bit. That was a close Jinx rocket, but you'll notice that the gap in bot lane, say my gap has basically stayed the same, which is around that 2,000 gold mark. Look at bot lane. So it was around about the same 2,000 gold deficit that we had from Xayah to Jinx. That's now increased to 4,000. Like, this is where, I'll be honest, is the one thing I was happy about my own gameplay is that I didn't tilt. And I kept myself a relatively good game plan. That helped a lot. Because I think what is happening to the Jinx is the opposite. The Jinx is having a bad game like I did, but I think she might be tilting, that she's mispositioning when there's an Evelyn around. She's not grouping to have her team protect her. Like, let's be honest, if a Janna was permanently standing next to a Jinx, the Jinx shouldn't die to an Evelyn because the Janna can just blow her away. So stuff like that, it just doesn't really make much sense. Gonna go for some damage on the Vladimir. We actually do pick up the kill while he's in Sanguine Pool because of the Evelyn red buff. And that's a nice kill. Randomly get a Vlad, which is great. I am working my way to the Infinity Edge. Dragon is coming up in a second. What dragon is it? It is in Mountain Dragon, so that's obviously pretty damn important. Gonna try take care of the Scuttle Crab. Meanwhile, Evelyn, again, doing her fancy work, trying to get some picks in the back line, is potentially getting the kill. I get the kill with my ultimate, and she's now going to transition onto the Jinx. She throws the Ignite down. Jinx goes down as well. Evelyn is doing a lot of work in the back line. But here's the thing, the enemy teams aren't helping themselves, because the biggest counter to stealth people, so the biggest counter to Rengar, Evelyn, not really Twitch. Twitch is a little bit different. But it's grouping. You just kill them. Like, there are assassins that jump in basically by themselves all the time. If you group, they can't do that. You just turn and kill them. The enemy team aren't grouping. The enemy team are always being 1 or 2 people by themselves, and it's a big advantage for us. Anyway, this fight, it's a little bit potentially not good for us. Like, we are at half health on like 2 people, especially with our Xayah being a big carry. So we've got to be careful. Renekton, we do have vision of him, and I'm thinking potentially he may look to come on us. And then we can look to like counter engage. But I think we're just going to back off. I believe I should have Infinity Edge when I go back, which obviously is a very big item. And I think I'm going to just take care of this little crab thing, because just in case the enemy team decide to just go all in on a Baron. Again, it does happen when teams are behind. Again, if you look at the gold league, we're now, 7,000 gold ahead. So this game, like I mentioned to you guys, the reason I said right at the beginning of the commentary, the reason why I said we're winning this game is because I knew my commentary would be biased towards like, I know we're winning. But so many people at the beginning of this game, when I had 9 farm and it was like 1 and 3 or 1 and 2 or something, would have gone, GG. If you're one of my teammates this game, I 100% know the majority of people watching this video, if they had a teammate like me, and there was, you're in top lane, I guarantee majority of people watching this video would have gone, FF15, give up, you're trash. No one on my team did. And because no one on my team did, we managed to get the game back on track and turn it around. If randomly the Xayah started raging at me because of how bad I was doing, that's going to distract her more as a player, and that's going to make me even play worse already. So that's why I can be so anti-toxic. Gonna go for a little play on the Ezreal, do not really get anything from it, unfortunately. But that's why I'll always be anti-toxic, because it never makes sense. If you're trying to win games, being toxic is the most opposite thing of what you should be doing. Say nothing or be encouraging or help. Those are the things that you got to do if you want to try and win. And again, this is a perfect example of that. Had a terrible game. Ezreal, sorry, is looking for a play. Thought I potentially could have got that kill, to be honest, but he's a little bit more tanky than I thought. If it crit, maybe I would have got it. Obviously, I don't think the Q crit there at all. Renekton's looking for, again, that split push that I was talking about. Now, the problem with this, and again, it's going to what's happened in this whole game. So what's happened in this whole game is Renekton's gone pure damage. That, by the way, is a split push build to 1v1 people. But every single time that he's looking to split push, he's got killed like by 2 or 3 people going on top of him. So now he's trying to split push again, but he's still full damage. So the build still doesn't make sense. Like, we've countered his full damage build every single time that he's been trying to split push by sending Xayah, Evelynn, and Bard on him. And he's not got the memo. He's not got the memo of, I should probably start building tank. He's still building damage. I really don't get it. Like, yes, he's had a fantastic game, but his decision-making, when he's that far ahead, honestly, could cost the game. It's a big reason. Anyway, we've got Vision there. He is going to go for a flash play. I go for the exhaust play. And you can even see his damage compared to a Gangplank isn't even there. I do more damage than him now as a Gangplank with 3 complete items. That's the matchup. And that's why sometimes, again, it's not good to go full damage. Especially, by the way, Renekton, who does fall off. Renekton is known to fall off into the late game. Like Lee Sin's damage falls off. Renekton is the exact same thing. And that's why going tank is probably a little bit better. Evelynn going for a full engage on the Vladimir. Doesn't pick him up, unfortunately. Are looking for the inhib, but the weird thing is we're split. My bot lane is bot lane, and we're in the mid lane. There was an ult by Syndra there. Unfortunately, didn't have enough balls. If she had one more ball, I think the Jinx would have died. And then we're transitioning to go into the bot lane, apparently. So I don't really know why we're doing this. You know, we have the open base over there. Bard ult comes down, which is a really nice Bard ult. Gonna look for a little bit of damage going on. Don't actually get blown away. Vladimir does a bit of damage on me. Waiting for the heal. Xayah gets 1 kill onto the Vladimir. Throw my ultimate to help. Going to look for any damage I possibly can just in the backline with barrels. Get the inhibitor, and that's probably going to be game. Let's see if I can get any type of barrel off. That would be really good. So yeah, the Renekton had a great game, but because of his full damage build, I will say it, I think he actually cost the game for his team. If he went Bruiser, that was a lot of damage. If he went Bruiser, I'm going to go for the backline Jinx. If he went Bruiser and then started to group, and then started, you know, he's so tanky and still doing a lot of damage as a bruiser, that would have been really hard to deal with. But because he went full damage, someone like Xayah and Bard can just kite him, or Syndra can stun him, and there's nothing he can do about it, and he just dies basically instantly. So this is a lesson. 1, the game isn't always over when you have terrible games. 2, be good to your teammates, be kind to your teammates if they are having bad games, because games aren't over when people have bad games. You know, I ended the game 5-6-12. That's not terrible. Like, technically, if we actually look into it, I was involved in 1 more kill than the Renekton, and he died once more than me. No one would have guessed that at the beginning of this game. So that's the second point. Be nice to your teammates, or at least say nothing. If you're not happy, which I can guarantee, yeah, my team wouldn't be happy about it this game, but they said nothing negative, which, by the way, it helps. When you're in the situation that you know that people are watching you, like obviously my streaming thing's a bit different, but your whole teammates are like, oh god, I'm letting them down, and no one says a bad thing, god, it helps a lot. Your mentality just kind of can stay intact, where if you started to get flamed, boom, it drops. And then the third thing is, just because you're doing well, don't change what your champion is. Renekton changed what his champion is. Renekton is a bruiser that has damage elements in the early game, but then transitions into this big team fighting tank that is a big distraction for his team. He didn't do that. He went still pure damage. Like, look at his build. Hydra, Black Cleaver, Yumu's, GA, and Hexdrinker. Pure damage. Not any tank item there. Like, obviously, yeah, GA has tanky elements with the revive, and Hexdrink has tanky, but they're not tank items, and that probably was a bit of their downfall. There was no protection for the Jinx, who ended 1-14, and the Janna could just get 1 shot, and their whole team just got run through because they didn't really have a front line. And I'd say if the Renekton did go Bruiser instead of damage, I think he would have probably had a better game as well moving into the mid-late game. So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you see the value of this, because to me, that early game and showing that games are still winnable when you have that bad of an early game, I think that's really, really valuable. And it's just about not tilting. Do not tilt. If I tilted this game and I just gave up, it was lost. I didn't. So if you did like it, throw a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.